Ever dreamed of building rockets but ended up in FinTech? Buckle up, because this episode features Koji Yamamoto, the CEO of Atlas Technologies, a company that defied the odds, just like Koji's career path. At 18, Koji set his sights on space, but his 20s took him on a different trajectory. Don't worry, it wasn't a black hole. In his 30s, he landed in FinTech with SoftBank, eventually founding Atlas Technologies with, well, let's just say minimal resources. We're talking 500,000 yen, a used laptop, and his own invaluable leadership. No money, no employees, no office, no clients even. But that didn't stop him. In his talk titled From Space Rockets to FinTech, Lessons from My Truly Unusual Startup Journey, Koji shares the secrets of their incredible rise, going public in just 4 years and 10 months, all without loans or investments. This episode is a blast-off you don't want to miss.
Hi, everyone. Let's imagine. When you are going to challenge something meaningful to yourself, someone shows up out of nowhere and says this. The success rate of your challenge will be 0.3%. Yes, 0.3. The chance of your success is very low. Good luck, period. How would you react to hearing that? Today, I'm going to talk about just one thing that I learned from my experiences. Just one thing, not a big deal. My story is about challenging possibilities. In my 20s, in 2008, I worked in the space industry. For example, I was actually a flight controller for the space shuttles and the International Space Stations 400 kilometers above the Earth, wearing a headset at the Mission Control Center, like a movie Apollo 13. One of the most memorable experiences I had was a selection test for Japanese astronauts. So, if any of you here plan to take an examination for astronaut in the near future, please let me know. I'm sure that I can give you some useful advice that will help you make an astronaut like this. Yes, it's me. It's astronaut Yamamoto. He's young, right? At the time, the number of positions available was 3 people maximum. And then there were about 1,000 applicants from all over Japan. And I thought to myself that with a pass rate of 0.3%, the number of people actually coming to take an examination may decrease. But that was not the case at all. Everyone came to take an examination without giving up. And then a tough 1-year-long test began. It included language skills, interviews, essays, medical, psychological, and psychiatric, and a lot of skills tests. Many applicants are people who have already succeeded socially. They were doctors, pilots, business people, athletes, government officials, researchers, teachers, and so on. They put a lot of time and effort into their challenge because they strongly believe that it was a meaningful challenge. The success rate did not matter. There was no reason not to follow their hearts. Through the process, the number of 1,000 became to 200, to 50, and 10. And then 3 people were successfully selected. I was very captivated by the sight of these challenges. At the time, of course, I never thought that this experience would be useful someday. But 10 years later, this experience was very, very helpful for myself, truly. In my 30s, in 2018, I founded the Atlas Technologies Corporation, a FinTech consulting firm in Japan. Although I'm saying I started my own company, it was a humble beginning. I had only about $300 in paid capital and 1 used laptop. That's all. That's all. I had no money, no employees, no clients, and no offices. But I was lucky to be able to get opportunities to support a lot of projects who are great clients. The business grew rapidly, and then the company prepared for the IPO. But the reality was harsh. In order to prepare IPO on the Tokyo Stock Exchange, there is a years of extremely strict examination process. And there were countless things that need to be dealt with. And the very first step was to have a contact with an auditing firm. And when I visited the auditing firm, I told that I want to prepare for the IPO, and they said to me, "Hi, Mr. Yamamoto. The success of IPO in Japan is roughly 0.3%. Is 0.3. Your challenge is very, very difficult." And then I recall encountering this number before somewhere. Yes, that was a selection test for the Japanese astronaut. I thought that actually that was the success rate was very low, but I strongly believe that it was worth a challenge. And then I was the same as applicants back then. I never gave up. To cut a long story short, Atlas Technologies achieved an IPO in October 2022. Just a valuation about $67 million US, 4 years and 10 months after its foundation. But before the IPO, we had experienced countless failures. Let me take an example. Before the IPO, there was an anonymous employee survey, and that there was some problems with human resources management, such as overtime work or feeling some kind of work-related difficulty with our employees. And then, as a result, Tokyo Stock Exchange suspended a process that was almost equivalent to the failure. And then I thought that the project that we have been working on with a lot of time and effort and cooperation from many stakeholders had failed. Also, the hardest thing of all for me was that I realized that I had not been able to take care of my employees. In 2008, I lost my father. He died of a stroke at his workplace. He was just 56 years old. I had made up my mind that when we would run my own company, I always want to protect the mental and physical health for my employees. But the reality was completely different. After the survey, I sincerely apologized to all employees and then created improvement plans such as activating communication in the company, adopting more flexible working systems, and then promoting work from home. Since the number of employees was still small, just 5 months later, a follow-up survey found that it was a significant improvement in the labor management. Then we went public. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting true voices from my employees was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. In 2009, I was at the NASA Space Center for the final exam of the astronaut section. And then I went to another shop to buy a coffee mug for my wife. And the coffee mug had a message on it, like this. Failure is not an option. Failure is not an option, which was a famous line from the movie Apollo 13. Now, I realize that when we undertake meaningful challenges, we should remove the word not from this famous saying. So that will be like this. Failure is an option. Failure is an option. And I always change possibilities, and I'm sure that failure is unavoidable. And I want to always learn from successful failures. Failure is not option. Failure is not an option. I've always wished that for myself, and now I wish that for you here. Most importantly, have courage to follow your heart and intuition. Failure is our option. Failure is our option. Thank you very much.